What's good, y'all? It's your girl, Rae.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Q.
And we are the Goddess Babes,
Welcome to the Goddess Babes Sip and Spill podcast,
where we deep sea dive into raw, unfiltered, heart-to-hearts between two best friends.
Gang, gang.
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to get wet, y'all.
It's going to get wet.
Okay, Goddess Gang. Welcome back to part 2 of Boundaries.
Let's get wet. Coincidentally, she's also the one that got me hooked up with said person.
Okay, so there could be a little more into that.
She,
okay.
You know what I'm saying? She she didn't completely orchestrate it, but she helped him. Like
she helped facilitate a little bit.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, that came up. I'm like, but nigga, you the one that told me to talk to him and go with him and go on this date and do all these things anyway. When I was just like, I don't know, maybe not.
Correct.
Not a nigga taking up all my time, and it's a problem. Because you ain't getting my time. But again, she's older.
At 25.
So, but you got all these young teenage girls that you think you can. They call it people. I don't want to say her name. But she had mama in her title. So she had this like, I am the mama. I'm in charge.
I'm the oldest. I know a little more. I'm going to help you.
I'm going to take you under my wing and do the thing.
Okay.
So that's partly why it was the way that it was. But, have I had people tell me that I was wrapped up in somebody and stuff? Yeah, like of course, like mentally, yeah, but they don't generally get my actual time.
To be wrapped up in somebody.
It's just mentally, not like like physically. I don't be like going on dates and shit and like spending all this time with people or nothing like that. So I mean, when the time comes, it'll be interesting. But I'm just not that type of person though to just be like with you all the time.
Right.
Anyway, like I'm sure it's like when I really, really like somebody, I'm gonna want to be around them. Of course, I will.
Yes.
Like,
I mean, because I've
had experiences where like I'll be wanting to be around them. It doesn't matter what we doing because we just having a good time. It's a good vibe.
Because bitch, when I tell you, when I first heard her say she missed the nigga, I was like, oh my god. Yeah. She missing somebody.
I took it back though.
She did, but I was like, bitch, you already literally took like, okay, maybe I don't. No, bitch, you said it, so you do. Okay, you said it, you do.
I definitely took it back. Then I said it again, and I took it back. Niggas got a way of showing you some shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't they? I mean,
this is
right,
true.
Ladies?
In addition to, she has light switch feelings.
I do.
They flip real fucking quick.
Like poor electric. Like you need to get that
like where
shit
it's flickering
checked.
in and out, in and out,
like
in and out. That's her.
Unsafe. Like like it's not up to standard. The electricity is not. It'd be flickering.
Like I don't even think a person
saying.
should. This isn't where a person should live because the way your electricity works. I don't think this is like.
Yeah, no. It's definitely violation status. However,
with that being said.
Not necessarily. I can't take all the credit for it, but that situation didn't turn out to be one of those because I didn't, like I said, I can't take all the credit for it because partly was due to that person and his boundaries, which were very secure. He had no issues with his boundaries whatsoever.
The motherfuckers was on a lot.
I could take a course in his his boundaries because Lord have mercy.
Okay. This makes me have a question.
Yeah. Knew it. Fucking knew it.
This makes me have a question, has the wheels turning. Okay. And of course, we've talked about the ins and outs and whatever. But just right now, question. Can you say or do you think that with encountering a person with such like set, no black and white, just set boundaries, do you think that it taught you anything about yourself in terms of developing boundaries or boundaries that you may want to have present the next time you like somebody or anything in that regard as far as your boundaries? Because you said because you've only really had one relationship, you may not necessarily know boundaries still right now until you actually get into another relationship.
Right.
So do you think, again, dealing with this person and their boundaries that were so just nailed hardcore, do you think you got anything from that either way, whether it was good, bad, whatever?
I would say, well, for starters, I already knew I didn't have certain boundaries.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I kind of prided myself on not having certain boundaries because I like to be
you do because you don't like to box
free
yourself
and
in.
not box myself in.
That's what,
so.
Yes.
when I'm trying to be open to some shit, because this particular situation that we're discussing, this particular person, this was me, and I was supposed to be opening up to other possibilities than my typical.
I challenged her to
So
that.
she did. It was
I
fucking
challenged
annoying,
her to
and I
that.
kept trying to back out of it every chance I could get.
Like every second on the second of the minute of the fucking hour of the day.
I was done. Like I was done. But I did. I went through. Not gonna get into it. We'll talk about it another time. Trust me, you're gonna want to hear it. But
Yeah, you do.
So yeah, like I knew I didn't have boundaries, and again, that was kind of the point for this particular one, because I was experiencing something new, and I was trying to.
It was different.
Yeah, I was trying to learn and grow and do those things. So I did buy the boundaries book and the workbook. I don't even know how long ago. I would have to check my damn cart, my purchases, but I bought it. I ain't read it, and I ain't did the workbook.
Jesus, take the wheel.
So that should tell y'all about the boundaries, what I learned. I didn't learn a whole lot because I already knew they weren't in place. I did learn, however, how drastically different people's boundaries are. Now, of course, I know, like, people have different boundaries. Like, no shit. But some shit that you would think would be, like, easily interpretable, I would say.
Right.
Absolutely not. And so that, you didn't ask me this, but that was difficult. That's extremely difficult.
Right.
And that, it's just fucking hard. Because whether you're in a romantic type of relationship, a friendship, you're just in a situationship, a dating, anything like that, if you can't sync boundaries,
right,
a lot of times it's not gonna fucking work, because you're so open and they're so closed, or they're so open and you're so closed, or they're like partially open, but you know, it's just it has to sync.
Right.
So that was the most difficult. Yeah, that was probably the most difficult encounter I've ever had with boundaries, and the way that mine were set up and the way someone else's were. I did try to have some once we had that conversation. We tried to establish.
You feel like you needed to start trying to establish,
but really,
at least some boundaries.
But yeah, like I said, just some, but not anything crazy, because I still was trying to. I didn't want to put myself in a box. I didn't want to limit myself. We'll say that. I didn't want to limit myself at all. I wanted to be open to any possibility with us, best friends. I push best friends a lot. Good friends, relationship, anything. I just was like, whatever. It's just going to be what it's going to be. I'm not going to limit myself and keep myself in a box or whatever, keep this person in a box when I know that life could have many things to offer me.
Correct.
So going forward, I still couldn't say that I would have any specific type of boundaries, but probably like some simple ones, like, I don't know, limit the fucking attention I give someone, or limit the amount of time I give them. But I kind of did that too. I still kind of did that too. So it's difficult, because each situation is going to be different and present something different. And the next person, I may not have to have such solid, strong boundaries in place, because our shit might sync up and it might be just fine. Or I might have to have some real fucking solid ones, boundaries, because shit's different. But I think the key is going to be recognizing it. When you gotta wait for somebody to tell you some shit, it takes a while, because you like fucking playing Inspector Gadget and shit.
I'm not Cleo.
If you just fucking said it,
right.
Crisis averted. Just fucking say it with your mouth. Say it with your chest, little ass nigga.
Done and moved on.
But when you got me playing fucking guessing games and trying to pick up and read on clues, and then people want to send mixed messages, and it's really hard to really understand.
Have you got her on a scavenger hunt for?
Because girl, like, the fuck?
On a fucking scavenger hunt, when all you had to do was say it with your whole chest, and we could have been done.
Correct.
Done.
And like, not only say it, say what you saying, nigga. Don't say a word and say, well, I have boundaries. What the fuck are they? Right. Like, don't I need to know them? Like, what the fuck do you? Okay, that's a word.
You have boundaries. What the fuck else is next?
Ones? Where are they? What am I crossing here? Like, you know what I mean? So really, when you dealing with grown people, and I said that, when you're dealing with grown people, that's how you handle situations. You communicate, you express yourself, so that we have an understanding.
Correct.
I really want to bust in this song, but I'm not.
Was you about to hit that escape?
Yes.
Because that's the song.
But like, for real though, a lot of things can be alleviated if motherfuckers just communicate.
Mm-hmm.
And right into that, friendship, same fucking thing. Say what you saying, man. If you have a problem, you have an issue, or you need something from me, you're going to tell me, and we're going to discuss it. It's not going to be a guarantee that I'm going to be able to give it to you, but at least we're going to discuss it, and so we can see so that it's established, and we don't have to worry about, you know, you being up in your feelings, you being mad or hurt and all these things. When I don't even know what the fuck you got the problem for, because I'm just spending regular time with this nigga. It's nothing. So it's nothing crazy regular, to me.
Like, damn.
You know, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe I am spending a whole lot of fucking time. Like, show me some shit. Give me some receipts. Like, help a nigga out. Help me see it, because sometimes you don't see it, like you said.
No, you don't.
But like,
it's
talk
really
to
hard
me
when you're in that. When you're in it, it's hard to see certain things. And then sometimes it's really easy to see, and you just turn a blind eye because you love that nigga.
Right.
But it's always easier from the outside looking in. Always. It's always easier to tell somebody or to see something or pinpoint something. But again, that goes with what you... And it's not just... It's good communication, because anybody can talk all day long. But what the fuck are you saying? At the end of everything you said, what did you say?
That part.
Still fucking lost and confused. So it's really, as adults, grown people... It's having good communication and having the sense to know that it's okay to say or to tell somebody how you feel, because if that's your real friend, we're going to bump heads. We might beef it a little bit, and then we may not talk an hour a day. We're going to move the fuck on if that's your real, if that's your real friend.
Right.
You're entitled to your opinions. And that's just what it is. If I happen to tell you something or you tell me something and I can't bounce back from it, well, we wasn't fucking friends then. That's the way I see it, because I don't see anything that a person that is my friend can tell me that I'm not going to be like, okay, well, at least self-reflect on it. Shit. Okay, well, maybe that could have been it. Or I may not even necessarily agree wholeheartedly, but you can't never tell somebody their feelings is wrong.
Correct.
And at the very least, I apologize I made you feel that way. You don't have to agree with it. You don't have to see it. But the fact that you had someone else feeling that way and they're telling you that's how they felt, be man or woman enough just to say, okay, well, I apologize that I made you feel that way. That was not my intention. And then move on. Well, simple and easy. Yeah. It should be very simple. It should be very simple and easy.
But like, I don't know her name, but the one from the host of the OG podcast, she had just said the other day, she was talking about boundaries. And she said,
it's a hot topic, huh?
Yeah, it is. I can't quote, it's not going to be a direct quote or anything, but she was basically saying, like, the reason shit be fucked up is because you ain't checked the shit at the door. So you mad about some shit that you never stepped into and said, like, these are my boundaries. This is what I expect. Yes or no. Like, you either with it or you ain't. So a lot of those issues come from you just fucking getting stepped on or whatever, and not standing up for yourself and putting your foot down.
Ooh, I agree.
And I couldn't agree.
I agree 100%. Because sometimes people are afraid to say what their boundaries are. Correct. Sometimes people are afraid to even establish, I don't like that, or that ain't for me. I don't move like that. Some people are not even
taught to express. And that's another thing
true as well.
Some people aren't even taught to communicate those things. They're taught to suppress it. They're taught that, you please other people, or you're there for other people, or whatever. And so it's something that we all have to work on. And that's why it's a fucking boundaries book. Actually, boundaries books, several of them. It's a workbook. It's because it's fucking real and it's legit. You get ran over anywhere. If you let people, they will run over you. So,
and sometimes that's where you actually learn your boundaries from, is because you've taken so many different things from so many different people. That's how you learn your boundaries sometimes. So, I mean, it just comes with a lot. But with that being said, aside from those women way back, in any other situations that you found yourself in, have you had any issues with anyone telling you that you've spent too much time, or any other boundaries put on you?
Who I'm spending time with? Hell no. But now this is also another subject. I know y'all fucking tired of us saying that, but we just talking. We got hella shit to talk about. So I always get that about my child.
Okay, talk about it. Speak. Go ahead.
Well, I can't. We talking about it's another time. We'll get to it. But that is one that I've always got it. But no, in relationships, I don't think...
I can agree with that.
But I will say that, like, my road dog, Ace Poon Coon, she would attest to this. And I hope that she comments on this. But now, back in her heyday, Fuck that nigga. Friends. And she had to learn. Like, she legit, and she'll sit here and tell you, for years, that nigga would complain. Because you always with your friends. You always doing this. You always doing that. And she like, so, get your own friends. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and she...
Get you some friends
really,
then.
yeah, and she was really all about that. And then, as she got older... she realized now it took some years because again we like 18.
Correct.
So that's when you going in the club. Like if you wasn't sneaking in before, that's when you out there and you. So she having a good time. She loving to go to club, getting dressed, getting cute, got the heels on, looking sexy, and dancing and having a good time,
living life.
Not trying to be fucking tied down in the house when I'm this young. I just fucking graduated high school or whatever. So she had a lot of issues with that, but. For her, she was able to learn that while still with that person. It took a while, but she was able to learn that. But ultimately, they were just different people. He's a homebody. She's not.
Right.
Know? So that's another thing. Like sometimes it is boundaries, but sometimes it's also that it's a compatibility factor.
That's true.
Like it may look like boundaries, but y'all just too different sometimes. So this person wants you home because they're home, but it's not because they don't have no friends, yada yada, but they're an introvert, you're an extrovert. Right. So it feels like I'm trying to trap you, I'm trying to keep you here all the time with me, but it's just because you my person, and I don't want to be out, and if you don't, I'm gonna be uncomfortable. But and then you're gonna be uncomfortable because you want to be out. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so it's like
that might be a good one for.
That is a good one.
Introvert,
extrovert couples.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes,
because that shit happens all the fucking time, and you be like,
well, because we'll save it. I ain't even about to touch on it.
But save it. She she was ride or die with them friends. Like it wasn't you ain't about to say shit about me and my friends. She wasn't, you know what I mean. But like she was very adamant that friends come first. And people will say all the time like. This nigga is for the night, but that friend is forever.
Correct.
But I feel like, having said that, if you can say that, and that's true, then you don't have nothing to worry about. If your friend is here forever, that means when this nigga done with you or you done with him, friend still gonna be there. Right. When you guys are getting married, friend gonna be there. Like, so what you saying?
I think that one was probably definitely, that's a little trickier because there's absolutely nothing wrong with being devoted to your friends, and again, we all need that time. You definitely do, but I do see where he could have maybe felt a certain type of way, but then again, it's at such a young age,
and that is
who really can honestly there are some, let me take that back, there are some who can say and feel like they've been with that one person since they was 15, 16, and they still holding strong today. For me personally, I only know of literally maybe one story like that. Honestly, I mean, take myself, I was married at 18, I was divorced by 21. So for me, what I liked at 17 and 18 definitely was not what I still liked at those earlier. Things change, people change, and even though it was only a few years, you still learn a lot about yourself. So that being said, maybe it just was not the right time to try and be trying to hold down a relationship.
Right. It wasn't.
So, but you said they figured it out together, so they remained together, or they still together, or what?
No, but okay. It was just a grow. They were together for like a decade. So
they was together enough to
both learn and grow and see those things and see those differences.
Right.
But when you do that, you learn about yourself and you know what you need.
Absolutely.
So when she goes and gets into another relationship, which she did, she got more of what was suitable for her needs. And the person that she's with needs. Like,
so was she still a go out person like that, or was that literally the time frame that she was in?
Yeah, like no, because she's got.
So literally, they just weren't.
She's a mother.
Oh, she got kids. Shout out
to
Kiki.
Hey, Kiki girl. But no, because that was just a phase. But it was a long lasting phase, and even when she wasn't going out, it was still with friends, going for drinks. Now it's 21. You know what I'm saying? It was still, you spend a lot of time with your friends, more time than you spend.
They
just
weren't
nigga.
For each other ultimately,
and so but they were different. Like I said, they were different. Ultimately. So, but then, like I said, you learn that and you grow, and so the next relationship, that person wasn't the same. They were different. They liked to be out and about. As a matter of fact. more than her, because by this time she's settled
She's
more.
settled.
She want to go out
Okay.
sometimes, but she don't need to always be gone from the house. She got kids,
She's a
so
mother.
I mean, so did he. But the point is,
Yes, I
you
know what you're
change,
saying.
you
Yes.
evolve,
You evolve, you grow.
and like the things that you think, like you said, the things that you think you want or that really make or break you, you learn that
Not
is not
so
true,
much.
and there's other things out there that would be rewarding in a partner. So, but yeah, that was my one friend for sure that I had that experience with. Not for
Okay.
me so much. She was over my house all the time and stuff like that. But again, I had a baby, so
Now, was this an expectation that you, as the friend, and she in a relationship, or whatever the case may be, was there a set expectation, or did you not even a set? Did you ever feel like? But you said with this, but okay, so this doesn't count. Ignore that question because you said she was always more so about her friends. So, have you had a friendship where you may have? I don't even know why I'm asking you this, but for the people, I know the answer, but for the people, have you had a friendship to where you felt like you may have required or needed a little more friend time than they were giving?
Absolutely
Because
not.
I know. I don't even fucking know.
Because
why-
I
why
love
did
y'all, but I don't
even
give a
attempt?
fuck. Like
Why did
I don't
attempt
give
to
a
ask?
fuck.
I don't
Like
know.
y'all niggas gonna be there.
Who knew?
If anything, y'all the ones that want more me.
Okay,
I ain't trying to be a bitch. But I'm just saying.
Because pause, I
I'm
could do
just
without
saying.
sometimes.
Yeah, that's because we live together now. But we didn't. You will be missing a nigga. Y'all be missing a nigga.
Oh Jesus, take the wheel. No, but I did
yeah,
know. I
like,
absolutely
for
knew the
real.
answer to that. But yes,
No, I get plenty. And like I could take y'all in large doses, small dose. Y'all can micro dose y'all. I
Right.
can fucking overdose on y'all. Like I'm still gonna be fine at the end of the day. I just am. I'm not that needy.
correct. Yes,
And I'm not saying that you're needy if you want your friends, but I'm not
No,
codependent.
no.
I'm not needy, and
Right.
I'm okay. Like it's hella people out here. It's
and I
hella
think
people
it
for me. It's
comes
hella
with
people for you.
being
It's
okay
fine.
with
being
self,
alone.
being
Yeah,
yeah,
like I love me.
You know, she does. But no, but for I think it just comes with being okay with being to yourself. Sometimes, sometimes I don't know. Sometimes
More people could stand to be alone.
a little bit because you learn so much about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You learn so much about yourself when you can just have that downtime and alone time. And again, it's not to say that there's anything wrong with wanting people around. That's not what we're saying at all.
Right.
But sometimes you could benefit just a little bit and learn a little bit about yourself
Yeah.
when you take that individual time and you kind
Right.
of can stay to yourself. And I don't, I don't feel like I don't really be craving like people around me like that. I can, when I have, because again, like she just said, we're in the same house, but there are totally times where we may not spend any time like directly in contact, literally in the same house. Now we may shoot texts to each other. We will laugh via text like we're in different homes, but there are times when we would not like physically cross paths or sit and chill. And it's okay. I feel okay with it. I know she's okay with it because she journals, she does other things, and we both like to read. So there's just different things that we do that also we can enjoy doing to ourselves. And of course, we have a shit ton of things that we do together that we enjoy.
Right.
But literally, we are in the same house, and there are definitely days we go and you're doing you and I'm doing me, and it's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
It's absolutely
It
fine,
works.
and it doesn't feel awkward. It doesn't feel like we don't feel forced to be around each other or be in each other's presence. We're just doing us.
We just do us.
Yeah.
And that's probably why we really haven't had very many issues. Like I feel like some people they're like habitual offenders with that, getting in a relationship. Like, you know, some people
Yes.
actually have that drama. We
Yes,
have
this
both
person I was
experienced
speaking about
it.
earlier is definitely
Right.
a habitual
Like we have both experienced it, but I
Yes.
think we at least have balance in that department as far as how we feel when we're in a relationship. Well, when we're in relationships and with our friendships, because like I
Yes.
said, I think we'll play it by ear when the next one comes.
Correct.
But I really don't think it's going to be that type of situation because
I don't see it.
I don't have
happening.
specific relationship boundaries, but I have implemented some boundaries for myself. And I ain't going to spend too much time with nobody.
And see, I'm gonna be the one that's like, girl, I'm gonna be trying to ignore all her boundaries that she done set in place for herself. If you don't go be with it, if you don't go,
Yeah, like I
I get
ain't
so
trying to spend
excited
too
when she
much
likes
time.
somebody. I get
So
excited.
she's
when
only
she
been
likes
excited like twice. No,
somebody. 2.5 maybe, like roughly.
like
you
actual
know.
like somebody. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
but no, yeah. So I've been there, and it was fuck. I don't remember what it was. Something else I was gonna say. Shit, I lost it, y'all. I lost it.
Mm.
It was about, well, obviously, it was actually on topic. It was about the boundaries.
You wasn't wandering off nowhere.
No, what the fuck was it? I don't know. In a nutshell, though, y'all establish boundaries. It's important. What's good for the goose ain't always good for the gander.
No.
So talk about it.
And don't feel bad about having boundaries. Don't
Right.
feel bad about having boundaries and exercising them. There's absolutely nothing wrong
But
with
no healthy boundaries though. No codependency, no isolation, like no some of the things that are, flags or just
that. Yeah, because I mean,
pay close attention to what
okay.
you expect or what's expected of you.
That just brought me to something because you know
I
what
hope
it
it
did?
brings back what I wanted to say.
It made me think of the show we were watching last night with the guy.
Oh yeah, I want to
and-
watch some more episodes of that.
Okay,
I
so
like that
but
show.
with the way he was, so let me tell you. Okay, because guys, I'm telling you,
Oh my
I'm
god, this episode is so long.
real quick. I am like one of those people that's like I'm hard on the outside and real soft on the inside. I'm such a cupcake. I'm a marshmallow. But with that being said, I'm that person that loves love. I love like I'm that person that will absolutely. And it took me a minute to get here, but I have left a person and then been like, oh my god, I miss them. Literally just leaving the person. I'm like, I miss them. Okay, so
Gross.
yeah. Okay, but so with the show we were watching yesterday, really quickly, this man had literally like his whole world
What's this person?
revolved around this person. Okay, I mean, he gave the most beautiful like
Oh my God,
speech
it was
on
beautiful.
how she was the sunshine and like just the light of everything. Oh my God, it was beautiful, right? Then we meet this bitch and not so much. It was a whole different sentiment and description. But this is what I wanted to ask you. Do you think listening to him and taking in, because in a moment we were like, oh my God, where could I find one? Oh my God. You think that was considered unhealthy, or do you just think he was romantic?
That was unhealthy. That
You
was,
think it was
very
unhealthy?
unhealthy.
You think it was unhealthy from listening to him, or when you heard her and listening to both, or did you automatically
just
think
listening to
unhealthy?
him. Just listening
Okay.
to him because it just wasn't a healthy attachment that he had. And
Okay.
like the psychiatrist said, they were codependent.
Well,
So
that bitch.
yeah, but she must have been coded. Like she said, he was, a
Very
nice
much
guy
so.
and sweet, and so they
Very
both
much
had
so.
their own shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so when they linked, that codependency bond is
It was
what they
some real
had.
shit. Mm-hmm.
It sounded romantic
It was beautiful, guys. It was so beautiful.
until he kept going, and then it was like, oh shit, oh nigga,
This could potentially be
oh
a
hell
problem.
no,
You might
needs
be
to
a
move
stalker.
on. Yeah, you needs to move
You
on.
have stalker tendencies.
Like let it go, let it go, honey, let it go. But no, I think that was unhealthy. But I think that lines can get blurred sometimes, and that's why you have to be careful and know your own boundaries and set some. You can add to them, you can
Right.
change them. You know what I
Right.
mean? They don't have to stay whatever you pick, but definitely do some self-reflection, myself included, guys. Do some self-reflection, figure out for sure what you need.
Yes.
Again, it can change. You don't have to
And
feel
it
forced to
absolutely
stick
will.
with it.
There's nothing wrong
It
with
should.
that.
It should
be
change
it
as you
should
grow
be
and
tailored
learn.
to each person.
It should change.
And how
But
you
do
are
that.
as you
It's
evolve.
important. What you
Absolutely.
need from your friends, family, like just a little bit, like just
Yes.
write down a little something, like, and then work on it.
Because
And
Goddess
work on
Gang,
it.
this isn't just tailored for relationships as far
Correct.
as your intimate partner. This is boundaries in any type of relationship that you establish. You want healthy boundaries because sometimes you got it, babe.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Because we talking about friendships, but those same boundaries, people, you will never come before family. Like family is
Okay,
a
yes.
big one. And I'm not going to go
It
too
is.
far in it because we're already, wrapping up, but like respecting other people's boundaries. We haven't
Yes.
quite said that, but that is also implied here. Have some for yourself, listen to what theirs are, and find a happy medium. Or maybe
Yes.
it doesn't work, and that's okay. Because maybe
Absolutely.
you're all about family, they don't have family, or they have troubled family, or they want to be all about you. Establish that.
Yes.
And if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. But if it's not,
It's okay.
it's okay, because there's gonna be somebody
It's
else out there
okay.
that's gonna be all about family.
Every pot has a lid. You're gonna.
Correct.
It may not be that person, and it may crush you that it's not that person. But just think of it as you're making room for whoever the person is. Think about it that way.
Correct.
It doesn't always have to be like, oh my God, it's the end, I'm dying.
Mm-hmm.
You could
Yeah,
just
well,
be creating space for the person whose
right,
boundaries and lifestyle matches yours.
right. You remember what
Yep.
you were gonna say before I got that, but
Nope, it's okay.
okay. Well,
It's okay. It's okay.
okay.
So typically when we're ending, we end up finding or something catches us, and it ends up
Yep.
being a segue into what our next episode is going to be about. I don't. Did we get anything from this one to roll into the next
We
episode?
didn't, but I feel like we just couldn't shut the fuck up today.
Well, boundaries is a key thing.
It
It's
is,
a
and
key
there
thing.
it's literally the
Yes.
foundation of every relationship. So
Okay, well, I guess next episode is going to be a surprise to y'all.
and
Because
us.
typically you guys
No.
can get a feel for what the next episode is going to be, but this time it's going to be a surprise unless you guys have something that you'd like us to talk about or something
Right.
you'd like to add on or include or piggyback off of, or you thought of something that we didn't say in this episode. You guys can feel free to hit us up. We welcome it. We want you guys to be interactive and chat with us. Hit us up. Let us know any comments, questions, concerns.
Yes, please,
Please and
like,
thank
comment,
you.
subscribe.
Yes. Go
Share
ahead and
your
hit them with that
thoughts.
information so that they know where they can hit us up at if they have anything.
Yes, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at the Goddess Babes. Email us Rae and Que at thegoddessbabes.com and keep it wet.